dream with anyone. She's made it through heaven, she's made it through hell. It's just another story to tell. Have you ever felt you're missing the dream? Have you ever wished your life was like the movie on the screen? Filled with heartbreaks and fights through Hollywood nights. Making up a bar queen on the phone in the great big boulevard, the place she belongs. It's just another story she tells. Have you ever felt you're missing the dream? Have you ever wished your life was like the movie on the screen? Filled with heartbreaks and fights through Hollywood nights. Through Hollywood nights. Through Hollywood nights. You always looked after me, brother, when we were children. You always had my back. You took all the blame when our father caught us doing things that drove him mad. Through the years I could lean on you when I messed up. I'd call you in the night, but I broke too many promises and we split up. Though I still need ya, you gotta save me now. I'm slipping so far down, it's only you I trust to set me free from this. I don't know how I got into this awful spot. I don't know where it ends, so I can use your helping hand tonight. I wanna say that I'm sorry, I got sidetracked and I left you in the cold. I've seen your side of the story, I felt the drawback. My mistake took its toll. Finally, I have realized I was dead wrong. I wasn't thinking straight. No more lies, and from here on out I'll be better, 'cause I still need ya. You gotta save me now. I'm slipping so far down, it's only you I trust to set me free from this. I don't know how I got into this awful spot. I don't know where it ends, so I could use your helping hand tonight.
From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. Hey yo, heart of a villain beats hard in the centrifuge. Bearded BP, 100 interviews. All it takes is 2 mics and 1 line. This is Bearded Villains podcast worldwide. Driving cross countries, getting ball tires. Fam across ponds, always inspired. Chapters connect, and then it's on fire. Check your filters, BV is like a live wire. They said that we couldn't do it and that another could. Never underestimate the power of brotherhood. Every bro, every chapter, every caption. Heart of a villain, bro, lights, camera, action. Action, action, action. Let's go. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart, it's the heart.
Edition of The Heart of a Villain, the podcast and live stream devoted to the Bearded Villains Worldwide Brotherhood and the lives they are changing all over the world, and then some. Hello, guys. Happy March. This is the first episode of March. Today is March 3rd. We are already into March, and we are on the 3rd, flying into this weekend. This weekend is Nash Vegas, another big weekend in the realm here in the States of BV. We've got all sorts of different events and good stuff coming up this week, and I'm excited. We're going to have a good time. Now, what I want to do, first off, if you don't know who I is, it's BP here from Bearded Villains, Northern Indiana, and the host of The Heart of a Villain. So, tonight we're gonna. This is a jam-packed full episode. We're gonna be going all over the place, chop, right through some things here. I've got a fairly extensive interview with our bro co-captain from. It's kind of breaking news because I was not aware of an official name change. But Bearded Villains Tennessee is officially now 3-star Villains. So get that out of your head. I have to get that name change into my head too. But I'll be talking, sharing an interview I had just yesterday with the co-captain, Will, talking about Nash Vegas, what we can expect, and all the details. So if you're still up in the air about it, you're not so sure if you want to make it, if you can make it, hopefully that will tempt you into wanting to be there for sure. Also, on the deck tonight, we're going to talk some merch. There's a bunch of merch out there. And we're going to talk some merch, some of the new stuff, some of the old stuff, stuff that's out there. We're also going to talk some chapter news, some really cool things going on in the world of BV. So a couple little things we're going to be talking about there. We're going to do our segment, our 3 minutes of inspiration. Kind of different tonight, just because of the weight of the world. And world events sometimes trigger and change directions that we take in some things. So I want to pay respects to that. We're going to kick right into our interview. Then shortly after that, go calendar events. We got all sorts of stuff we're going to be doing tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in with us. I want to give a big shout out, if I can, to all of the people who are here hanging out with us live, as I always do, man. Rob hanging out with us. Robaba. I haven't seen Robaba from over in England yet, but we'll see if he maybe he's in here and I didn't know it. Mr. Fetters is here hanging out with us. Raven is with us as well. How you doing? Andy, thanks so much for being here with us tonight. Mars is hanging out with us up in Canada. Good to see you. Let's see who else. We got the Puzzle Man. Hector, how you doing? Looking forward to seeing you this weekend, bro. There's going to be a bunch of us down there at Nash Vegas this weekend. Looking forward to it. Let's see who else we got. I know we had a few others here. Michael, how you doing today? The Ghost is in the house as well. Franks and Beans hanging out with us. I love that one. Franks and Beans. Ed, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. Good to see you. We got some of my chapter members in here tonight hanging out with us. So I guess if you guilt people into stuff enough, right? Hey, what else are you going to do on a Thursday night? Must-see TV isn't a thing anymore. That was the thing back in the 20 years ago where it was must-see TV on Thursday nights. So we don't do that now. So it's all internet and streaming now. So what else are you going to do on a Thursday night? Come hang out with your brothers on the Heart of a Villain. We got good conversation and everything that happens here in the chat room while the live stream is going on. You're going to learn some stuff. You're going to see some things. One of the things I love about doing this podcast and sharing the merch, sharing the other stuff is there's things that people don't come across in their daily travels through the Instagram world and everything else. And hopefully I'm able to impart some of that knowledge and news onto people. And sometimes people in the comments section actually share stuff with me that I didn't even know about. So, yeah, we'll see. But good to see you guys here. So the first thing I want to do, this is specifically more to the live viewers. Now, if you're listening on a standard podcast platform, you can go and search for this, obviously, and links are all over the place that I've posted them. But if you are here live right now, in the scrolling book right now, two things I'm going to do tonight. One thing at the very beginning right now for probably about the next 10 minutes, you'll notice that there is a pinned comment up there in the comments section. Now, what that pinned comment is a direct link because I've been asked to include that for the next few weeks on the podcast episodes. So the link that's there is a direct link to the crowdfunding campaign for my documentary film on the bearded villains. And so I wanted to include that here so you guys can all see that. And what it does is if you click on that link there, it will take you to the Indiegogo site for what is officially listed right now as the Untitled Bearded Villains documentary short film. We've already raised a bunch of money. Surprisingly, I'm very, very humbled and happy with those that have stepped up already that want to be a part of this film experience. So just to give you a quick rundown of this, and then we'll get into the show, because this is the first time I'm actually bringing this on here live during the show. But just to let you guys see what's going on with this is that there's 3 different ways specifically that you can help out, or you can just donate a standard dollar amount that you come up with. But there's perks involved with some of this stuff. So the first one is if you donate $25 to the film, you get your name in the credits at the end credit scene as the credits are rolling as a contributor to the film. So thank you very much. And if you ever wanted your name in lights, there's your chance. The second way is for $100, you get your name at the credits at the credits at the end of the movie, but you also get a limited edition poster that's going to be an actual movie poster. It probably won't be super duper large 24 by 36 size, but it'll be something slightly smaller than that. But we're creating an official actual movie poster, a film poster for the event or for the show. That range is $100. Those 2 categories can be filled by anybody. We will not run out of those. So the $25 is limitless, and as well as the $100 category is limitless. Then there are a few people that really wanted to do this, so I included it. There is an associate producer level, and what this does is you get the previous 2 levels at the $250 level, but you also get your name listed in the end credits, but also in the intro credits at the beginning of the film as an associate producer. And because you're an associate producer, you get your name listed on the film poster as well with the producers. So that one's kind of a cool one, very specific. Only 5 of those are available, and 2 of them have actually been claimed right now. So only 3 more chances for that one. $250 level, you get your name listed as an associate producer in a documentary film. Pretty cool stuff. And then if for some reason you just want to donate just a smaller dollar amount than $25, you can by all means do that. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I'm really excited about this thing. And just all you need to do is click the link if you're here live, if you want to participate in this. And the other cool thing is that any one of those levels, if you donate to any one of those levels, you get invited into the private Facebook group for the film. And the private Facebook group is where I'm going to be sharing specific, like, behind the scenes things. There's going to be video clips. That's going to be the first place where I'll share any kind of teasers or any of that stuff. So you'll get a little bit of a glimpse inside the life of the film. And I might even, who knows? I might even like ask the people in that group their opinions on some things that might alter or guide me through parts of the film. So if you're interested in doing that, no pressure, but I've heard a lot of people say that they were interested in it, and I want to make sure that I give you every opportunity to do this. So there it is, and it's on there for the time being. If you're interested, it will be up. I'll leave it up on the comments section for about the next 10 minutes. Otherwise, you can just reach out to me, or you can just search on Indiegogo for The Heart of a Villain, or the Bearded Villains documentary is where you can find that. So got that taken care of. So again, that's there if you want to do it. I would love to see you in there. I'd love to see your name at the end credits of the film to take part in this thing. It's going to be a really cool journey that we're on. So that is that. Now, let's slide into the first thing I want to do is I want to go chapter news. We're going to talk just a couple things just real quick on some chapter news. And so let's do that. Okay. Well, word got out earlier this week that we have a new official chapter. So we do want to give a quick shout out to the boys in Richmond, Virginia. We have a new chapter in Richmond, another Virginia chapter. It's the Richmond, Virginia chapter. So big shout out to the boys in Richmond. The captain, we'll be seeing the captain. I know he's already down in Nashville right now. Mr. Irish is down there partying it up, having a good time already. So I'll see him tomorrow. Big congratulations to him on the leadership role that he has taken on with the new Richmond, Virginia Bearded Villains. And then also, I want to give a shout out. Now, I do this with slight hesitation because, God forbid, I'm going to forget somebody. And if I have forgotten a chapter in this, I apologize. But I did want to give a shout out to the ones that I was aware of and I could find. So right now, we know in the world there is a war raging on right now, and Ukraine is suffering drastically. We have a chapter. We have a Ukraine chapter, and our brothers are staying strong, but it's a fight there. It's a fight right now, and they just don't know day to day what's going to be going on. So we have some chapters that have actually stepped up to help our brothers out and raise some money for them. And I just wanted to give a shout out to the Scotland chapter, who actually organized a patch, which is what the picture is in the center of the screen there, a patch that was a pre-sale patch. Now it's already sold. They've already stopped the sale of it because they wanted to get the money out. But last I heard, there were somewhere around 500 patches that were purchased. So cool. So congratulations to everybody that stepped up and took part in that, and to the Scotland brothers for coming up with that idea. Also, Belgium is creating a t-shirt. If you go out and go out to Instagram and search for the Bearded Villains Belgium chapter, I think right now they have a shirt available that you can purchase, with the proceeds going to our brothers in Ukraine. Also, Montreal is selling the proceeds, I believe, from their patch, if I'm not mistaken. They have a new patch that they're doing for St. Patrick's Day, and I think they're sending their money that way too. And I also know that the Polish chapter is doing a fundraiser for them as well. I'm not exactly sure what the details are on that, but I know that they are doing something. So they are taking money in to donate as well. So big shout out to our bros for stepping up and doing that. Very, very cool stuff. So that is our chapter news for this week. If there's something I missed, please reach out and let me know. I will include your chapter or somebody else's chapter if there's some big, cool news, and I'll make sure I get that on for next week. Okay. All right, now, let's see. Merch time. Get your notes out. We're gonna fly right through this now because there's a lot going on, and some of this we've kind of mentioned a little bit, but yeah, we're gonna do this here. So we're gonna do the merch, and then I'm gonna scroll back through some of the comments that have happened here in just the last few minutes. So let's get into the merch. All right, boys and girls. Now, the first thing I wanted to bring up is my own chapter. Yes, we get top billing because it's my chapter. Sorry. Sorry about that. It happens. But so here's what we got. Bearded Villains, Northern Indiana. Right now through the 14th. So do the math. Sounds like about another 11 days is out there. It's available. We have a hoodie that's going to be out there. This is our first hoodie that the chapter's ever done. Pre-sale is out there until the 14th. It's a 6-color silkscreen logo on the back, and the front has the X factor for the chapter, and it says Northern Indiana on the sleeves. $35 to $52 plus shipping, depending on your size and whether or not you want a zip-up or a pullover hoodie. So all that stuff's available at bvnorthernindiana.bigcartel.com. Again, bvnorthernindiana.bigcartel.com. Moving on. St. Patrick's Day patch from Montreal. I just mentioned it. $15. It's available at MontrealBeardedVillains.com. MontrealBeardedVillains.com. Incidentally, they just had their polar plunge this past week. Awesome stuff. Go out and check the videos. They had some good stuff there. They did their polar plunge in a container, it looked like. And so they also had a patch available for that, and they may have still have some of those available as well, a bright blue patch, which I've mentioned in previous weeks. So MontrealBeardedVillains.com for all that good stuff. Moving on, we just got a new order here listed for the Blackshire Villains. Blackshire Villains. Now, they have a chapter ring that they have available again. These were both available for sale once before, and then they were sold out, and people have been asking about them, I guess. So you now have the availability to get that chapter ring again, or their double-sided flag that they have. The chapter ring is 30 pounds in pewter, 75 pounds in silver. Price includes shipping on the ring. And then the double-sided flag is 29.5 by 19.5. I want to say inches, but I'm guessing. So that one is 40 pounds, and price includes shipping on that. That one is a pre-order, and the ring is also a pre-order. So I do not have the dates on those, but they are both pre-orders. So if you're interested in that flag or the ring, hit them up soon at blackshirevillains.bigcartel.com. blackshirevillains.bigcartel.com. Very, very cool stuff. All right. Rolling through. Chesapeake Bay, Bearded Villains. Chesapeake Bay Villains, they have their shirt. I just showed this for the first time last week. Very cool shirt, double-sided. Has lettering even on the sleeves. I think it says "What's a Villain" on one of the sleeves. It's $22 to $28 depending on your size, and very, very cool. I like the writing on it as well on the back. Chesapeake Bay Villains shirt. Go out there, find it, get one if you want one. Very cool shirt. Also moving on, this is probably the last week I mentioned this because I think it's still out there, but I've mentioned it for several weeks now. The Bearded Villains Maryland chapter has OG stuff going on. They have a black OG hat, a red OG hat. They're both $30. A gray and a black hoodie, both $45. So available at marylandoriginals.bigcartel.com. Also, Tampa Bay Bearded Villains have a long sleeve. Look at this sexy mofo. Sook's in the picture, modeling it if you can't see it live. Tampa Bay Bearded Villains long sleeve shirt with their X Factor on the sleeve, $25 plus shipping. Just reach out directly to Tampa Bay Bearded Villains or to Mr. King Sook himself, and he will set you straight for those. Toronto, I believe these are still out there and available, raising money. BeardedVillainsToronto.com. They have 2 different shirts, Hogtown Chops for Kids and Axe the Stigma shirts. These were designed by their chapter brothers. $30 to $32 for the Hogtown and $30 to $34 for the Axe the Stigma. Available at BeardedVillainsToronto.com. Very cool. And then also, finally, last one I've got tonight is the DSV6 merch. DSV6, they're raising money for the DSV event coming up in San Antonio a little later this year, about a month, just a little over a month out. Patches are $12, shirts are $25. BVSTX.bigcartel.com is where you can get those. BVSTX.bigcartel.com. And guys, that's it. That's what we got. That's our merch. Okay. All right, guys. Now, I know we've been hopping in our comment section here, and I want to give some shout-outs here and make sure I didn't miss anything important here. You guys are cracking me up with all the back and forth that you got going on in here. So let's see here. Franks and Beans claims, hey, BV movie star, yeah. Yeah, it could be. All right. Huge shout out. Mars, buddy, I appreciate this more than you know. Bearded Villains Lakeshore would like to donate $250 to be an official associate producer of this great documentary. Bro, I can't thank you enough. Can't thank you and the brothers up there with the Lakeshore chapter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will make sure I get you on there, and we will get all the deets from you and get everything set up. That's awesome news. Thank you so much. All right. Now, Franks and Beans also had something here we needed to say. Northern Georgia also has their St. Patrick Day patch funds going to Ukraine. Thank you so much. I will make sure I get that if it's still available for next week's episode. But Northern Georgia, guys, go out, search them out, and they have a St. Patrick's Day patch, sounds like. So thank you very much, Frank and Beans, for passing that message on to us. Good to see, good to see. All right. Well, I'm not sure if this is going to take full 3 minutes, but our 3 minutes segment here that we normally do, talking a little bit about something. Okay, so in the current world events that we're dealing with right now, you can't miss it. No matter what chat room you're in, involving BV, no matter what world events are coming across your screen, it just seems like it's everywhere. And this is something. This is just pure nonsense, in my opinion. Now, I don't like to get into the realm of politics. I usually don't like to talk politics here or religion, but this is just, as best I can tell, one man's agenda. It's just nonsense. And it even seems like the people of his own country are not for it. But it's funny because I came across a few quotes here that I just wanted to mention. And first one, John Steinbeck once said, all war is a symptom of man's failure as a thinking animal. This one really hit me because it's so simple and true. Simple and true. When one man's ego is so big and he sees no other way, but he wants to affect negatively and to the detriment of other people's lives, and I think that's what we have right now. There's no rhyme or reason to what's going on. No defense for it. Walter Cronkite here, I get this other quote here. Walter Cronkite, a great inspirational journalist who spoke very well and very eloquently over the years. He said, war itself is, of course, a form of madness. It's hardly a civilized pursuit. It's amazing how we spend so much time inventing devices to kill each other and so little time working on how to achieve peace. You know, that hits right at the point. You know, whatever it was that was supposedly a reason for wanting to go and invade Ukraine, it was like there was no thought to, let's try to figure this out. It was just like, you know what, I'm doing this because I want to do it and I'm going. And now hundreds of people, thousands of people are in danger of losing their lives, and thousands already have. And the sad thing is the extremely sad thing is it was completely unnecessary. And now you have civilian areas. You have civilian areas that are being bombed. This is not a war where it's simply just militaristic. There are citizens' lives in great danger. You know, the really sick, sad truth, Albert Einstein once said, "I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones." How heavy is that? How heavy is that one? I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. That one just makes you think, what is the world going to be like in 20 years, in 50 years, when it's so easy to wage war for no reason? For no reason. Well, guys, thanks for indulging me in those 3 minutes. I hope that I wish that we could just make sense of this and it just be over with, and that somebody would figure out a way to get a certain individual to come to his senses. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. That was our 3 minutes. Okay, guys. So I'm going to leave that link up for about another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to change the link on the live stream. Now, the link right now is set for the crowdfunding campaign for the documentary film for Bearded Villains that I'm working on. If you want to participate in that at the $25, $100, or $250 level, you can click that link. In about 10 minutes, I'm going to change that out. And those of you who are live watching, in the comment section, I'll alert you when I've changed it out. The next link that I will be sharing in about 10 minutes is a link to the MS walk, multiple sclerosis. And I'm going to share a link. We have a team. I am part of a team from Indiana that is doing a MS walk later in the year, later in April. And I will be including that here in the podcast as a way so that if anybody wants to make a tax-deductible donation to the MS walk, even just a couple of bucks, that would greatly help out our team. And I want to leave that opportunity on here. So that's what the next link that I will share will be. But right now, guys, let's go into Nash Vegas. Let's go to Nash Vegas. Now, I had an interview yesterday. He's probably not right. He's definitely, I can guarantee you, he's not watching this right now. He is entertaining and having a blast with those people that decided to come in a day early for Nash Vegas. But I spoke yesterday with Will, the co-captain of the 3-star Villains, no longer Tennessee. And he gave me a rundown of what people can expect for the weekend. And then also talks about the judges, MC, what to expect for anybody that's interested in being there. If you're interested in donating and being a part of the raffles and all that stuff, that's where all this good information is coming from. It's going to be a great weekend, guys. The boys in Tennessee have always put us up well, and this event, if you were at the event 2 years ago, you know how great it was, and it's at the same place, but slightly different, as you're going to hear in this interview. So stick with me here and share with my interview with Will talking about Nash Vegas. Okay, this weekend we have Nash Vegas coming up. We're going to go down and party with our brothers in Tennessee, and from everywhere else in the world, they come for Nash Vegas because, well, it's got a name and it's got a recognition and it's kind of got a standard that's set before. So we're going to talk with Will, the co-captain of BVTN, talking a little bit about what to expect this weekend at Nash Vegas. Help me welcome to the show, Will. Will, how you doing?
Hey, Vivi, I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great, man. Couple days out, get to come hang with our bros again. This is a really cool 2-week period for me personally because I just came back from LSV. Now I get to turn around and go to Nash Vegas. So, man, what for anybody that might still be on the fence? I mean, let's sell them on this thing. I don't know why you'd need to because, like I said, it's it's got a name and everybody knows what Nash Vegas is all about. But it's different year to year a little bit, and just to set kind of the tone a little bit. The funny thing is that the last Nash Vegas that we had, True Nash Vegas, was right at the very, very beginning, literally the very beginning of COVID. I remember being there, and some cities were already starting to see some COVID numbers rise, and there was just talk about, well, what is it? What is it really a big deal? Is it anything bigger than the cold, than the flu? And I remember while we were there that weekend, somebody said, yeah, the first case here in Nashville has popped up and they're at the hospital this weekend, they're saying. So, I mean, how time flies. But now we're here, newer, bigger, better than ever. And, man, what can we expect this weekend?
Well, first of all, yeah, it was, we actually looked at the 2020 Nash Vegas as the party that actually we shut the country down. Was one of the ways that we looked at it. I mean, it was the last thing that happened before everything went the way that it did with COVID. You know, we've had things come and go. There's been a lot of changes, a lot of dynamics change. Not Nash Vegas last year. You know, hey, people still want to come to Nashville and get the Nash Vegas experience, and we wanted to do what we could to actually put something on and at least host people that made the drive or the flight or whatever it was. Still managed to have a good time. But now this year, the 3-Star Villains, as we have officially changed our name, representing that, where we've moved from BVTN.
Is that breaking news?
Dun dun dun.
Wait a minute. It's breaking.
Oh, you have sounds.
It's breaking news.
Yes.
Breaking news. So they are officially now known as the 3-Star Villains.
Yes.
All right.
So the 3-Star Villains have been working on this for quite some time now, trying to get everything in. We still had a lot of venues, so many venues that were still kind of on the fence about hosting large groups. And it was becoming rather difficult. Then we started finding people that were okay with it, but they wanted a substantial amount of money, like $1,000 plus an hour, just to have us there officially.
That's crazy.
I still love those misprints.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a bit of a struggle, and then we started getting back in touch where we hosted 2020 at Yeehaw. They were great to us then. They worked wonderful with us. So we started getting back in touch with them, and they wanted to do it again. They wanted to host us. They loved having us there. So we're going back there for the Saturday night. And there's a little bit more awesomeness involved with that I'll get to. But I'll hit that when I get to the Saturday. So Thursday has always been the unofficial first night. If you're able to make it into town and you just want to hang out, we've got that going on. We're going to be meeting up at the Rusty Nail in Hermitage. It's about a $20 Uber ride from downtown Nashville. It's going to be a good time. One of our hopefuls is Tommy McNeil. He actually runs that bar. Oh. And anybody who's been to a Nash Vegas prior knows that we always go to Big Shots, or in 2020 we went to Rebar. Well, Tommy ran both of those bars. So this year, Tommy's officially part of us. He started his journey, And he said, "Hey guys, I want to host something. What can I do? When can we use my spot? I want to make it where it's just for you all to come in and have a good time and get treated right, like he's always done for us. It's just now he's a member of the chapter."
Hey, how awesome is that?
So it works out. We got a free spot to go hang out. So that's Thursday night. Like I said, I'll actually be getting off work tomorrow, and Gina and I are going to make the drive and meet up with everybody that's able to come in. There'll be a few guys from the chapter that are able to get out there, and then a good time with everybody that's able to show. Come Friday, normal run-of-the-mill stuff. If people need a ride out from the airport, let someone in the chapter know. We're trying to put that out there as much as we can, just so people know that they're not going to have to pay for an Uber ride from the airport to wherever they're going right off the bat. They just need to give us a heads up.
Good to know.
So that evening, Friday evening, for our meet and greet, our spot is the game terminal. Now, the game terminal is similar to Pins in the fact that they have all kinds of arcade games, pinball games, and such. But they have, they thought they would be funny, and they slightly made it a challenge to us when they said, "There's no way you all can drink $2,000 worth of booze in the 4 hours that you have slated here."
That sounds like a challenge.
I mean, I looked at them and I said, "I'm pretty sure that that's about 2.5 hours worth of what we're expecting." So we took the challenge. We're hoping that everybody, shows up and helps achieve that goal. But the big part about picking this venue for Friday night, as well as Saturday night's venue again, as well as our earlier times that we're doing, here's a little bit of breaking news, if you will, so you can have that button ready.
Okay.
For the people that are not aware, this year's Nash Vegas is the first official Nash Vegas that is kid-friendly.
Wow.
You made sure that both of our venues were going to allow kids, because talking to people over the last couple of years, a lot of people have let us know, we wanted to come, but we got kids, and yours is one of the events that's not kid friendly, and it's not easy for everyone to get a sitter. And we get that. And BV is family. We want the families to be there together. So we pushed really hard to make sure we could have kids there. Now, the city of Nashville and their rules, unfortunately, minors have to be out of facilities that serve alcohol by 8 p.m. But that's, again, why we're starting everything early. It's not like a huge early start. It's just we're going to get a little jump start on it, and as the night progresses, the night progresses.
Dude, that's such a cool thing to do. There's the kids.
So that was like I said, that was really big for all of us. That played into our venue selection, adding to all right, well, this venue is good with having people, but are they good with having, kids up until that time? Are people going to be able to bring their whole family? So we got both of them locked in for that. We're golden. So that's going to be Friday night. It's going to be good time from 4 to 8 at the game terminal in Nashville. Mm-hmm. We're actually going to have our own private bar with 2 bartenders dedicated to us. And in the event that those 2 bartenders are not able to keep up with us, we've been told we just have to let management know, and they will send a text message out and get more bartenders there stat.
Hey.
So they said that they're not really worried about having people come in that night, especially letting them know what all we've told them about how we like to, have a drink or 2 when we're together.
Or 2. Yeah.
Just 1 or 2. We're also going to be doing merch pickup for anybody that pre-ordered shirts. We are going to be releasing the Nash Vegas 6 official patch. It will be the first patch release since we have made the official name change. It will also be only available to the public first at Nash Vegas. Until Nash Vegas ends, no one can purchase that patch. Unless they've got someone there that wants to buy it for them, however. But you have to be there to be able to get it. Once everything's gone through, whatever is left is going to be, hey, it'll go up on the big cartel site and we'll get it going out. So game terminal, it's like I said, it's a good spot. It's a bit different when you're driving out to it. It's kind of off out of the way a little bit. So the first time we all drove back there, we're like, "Is this the right place?" This is like a bunch of parking spots for semis and like kind of an industrial like area. Not really sure. Oh, there's the building. That's actually really cool. So if you're in your Uber or you're driving and you're worried that you're about to get shanked and your kidney stolen, that's not going to be a big concern. Just keep following the signs.
Okay.
So then for Saturday, we've got our photo shoot. It's kicking off. Memory serves me right. It's noon at Bicentennial Park, same place we do it every year. We're going to go in. We're going to knock out pictures, and I say that because we've got timelines this year, and to make sure that the kids don't miss out on the competition where there is a kids creative category this year.
Oh, even better.
We have to make sure we stick to our timelines the best that we can. So knock out our pictures at Bicentennial like we had previously talked and previously done. And then we're going to make our way on over to Yeehaw. And then for the best part about Yeehaw, for anybody that was there in 2020, remembers how cold it got as the night progressed.
It was a little chilly.
Yes. Well, we thought about that this year, and we got the inside. So we will not be outside this year. We have the inside stage, the inside TV, and all the inside seating as well.
Wow.
So
Huge.
Yes. It was a big ticket item for us. And again, using, Tommy has been a huge help with this, being one of the managers, or the GMs in Nashville. He's really been able to know the right people to talk to and know how to talk to them the way bartenders talk to, or bar management talks to bar management to get stuff done. So going through all of that, it's helped us tremendously. We got inside. We've got tables. We've got the bar staff there. They remember that we came in pretty heavy the last time. They've actually also made it a point to let us know that we will be getting a drink special. They haven't really confirmed what the special is going to be, but it was something along either a donation or just a discounted drink specifically for the event. They just said we're going to do a drink special for y'all. They didn't give us anything more than that. I guess they kind of want to surprise us when they get there.
That's cool.
So registration on day of the comp is going to start at 3. So that plays into the whole, hey, this is why we're doing this early and quickly. Like, get your group shots. If you want to stay and do more pictures, by all means. We have stuff to do. So chapter's going to do the pictures, roll out, call it a day, get over to Yeehaw, and actually start doing all of our setups. From 3 to 4, we're going to finish out registration. So everybody can handle that. Once registration gets taken care of and the beard comp goes live, we're going to kick it off with the kids creative because we want the kids to go ahead and come out there, knock it out. Plus, we don't want them having to run around worrying, where's my beard? Oh, no, I missed my beard up playing. We want to go ahead and let them have an opportunity to go out there and kick the night off right.
Yeah, that's smart. Do kids first. Yeah.
And it'll also be able to make it where they can get it off and then don't have to be kept up with by the parents as much. So the parents can continue doing their own thing while the kids go out and play. Because again, we're still going to have access to everything outside. It's just our dedicated spot is inside.
Right.
So we'll be able to stay out of the cold a little bit. So as far as we can go over judges next. Our first judge is going to be a representative from the ACHA. That's Misty Sharp. She was our judge at 2020's Nash Vegas as well. She's really excited to be working with us, doing this with us, working with us again, and was really happy to be a judge again. Our next judge is Chad Piersky from the North Mississippi chapter.
Okay.
We have Brother Bill from MPS. Anybody that knows him or that knows MPS probably knows him. He has one of the best mustaches in the game, and this is going to be like this was a huge honor to him. It's apparent like when we were doing our interview, he told me that it's his first official beard comp as a judge.
Oh,
He's
wow.
been in he's been in over 50 beard competitions, but this is his first one that's a big ticket beard comp as a judge. Our next judge is Joe Van. He's the CEO and founder of Out of Regs. It's a nonprofit organization that helps raise awareness and whatnot, different various causes, and he loves getting involved in this kind of stuff. So, looking at the 3-Star Villains Tennessee Instagram page, he's the guy without a beard, but he's very happy to do this. He, to my recollection, he had cleared a couple of things off of his schedule because he wanted to be part of it.
Very cool.
So, those are our 4 judges that we're doing this year. And then our MC, I do apologize to everybody that's coming. It is Miles. He is going to be our MC. So you get to not only listen to him, but look at him every time you look up to the stage. I love him, but I am sorry to those visiting.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, you know?
Yeah, he stepped up and he actually had mentioned, he's like, yeah, I mean, I'll totally do it. And I was like, good, because that's what we want you to do. So he'll be able to keep an eye on everything from up there. Not to mention, again, we're really pushing our timelines this year. And there's a lot of other people that we had talked about for MCs. However, there's not a lot of people that can really just get up there, wham, bam, get it done with, because we want to make sure that the kids don't miss out on trophy presentations.
Sure.
So with that, we're, to make sure that they don't miss out on at least theirs, when we do come to our halftime intermission, we are going to go ahead and present the Kids Creative prizes. That way, in the event something does go long, it does take a little bit longer than we expected, the kids know, where they came in. They go ahead, they get their little swag bags that we got for them. So they're not going to go home empty-handed and wondering, hey, I wonder how I did.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool idea. Yeah. I like that. I will say, are you expecting Miles to actually be responsible for some of that timeliness factor while he's up there doing the MC work? Because I can tell you from firsthand experience, that's not easy to do. He'll need somebody off stage giving him a little bit of a here, like a timekeeper for him, because it's very hard to keep an eye on to navigate all that stuff while you're trying to do the navigation up on the stage as well. So just as a thought.
Oh no, absolutely. And it was actually, it got brought up in a conversation that, at least a couple of us will be down there telling him, come on, speed it up. We gotta get this going.
Okay.
And again, it's, Nash Vegas 2020, if memory serves me right, it was 111 competitors and a 6.5 hour comp.
It was long.
And by the end of all of it, I mean, it was a great time. We got a lot of, funds raised. Everybody had a lot of fun on stage. We were able to do it and have, like normal, a good old time. But this year we want to, try to speed it up a little bit, because I know a lot of people were also starting to get ready. They're getting antsy for the after party. We gotta, we're still here at this spot. It's starting to get cold. There's a lot of things wearing. And I mean, that was for everyone. I appreciate every single person that stayed there and, weathered it out through the end. But I felt your pain. The whole chapter did. We discussed it. It was a long, long beard comp.
Yeah.
So,
but that's sometimes it has to be.
And it does. And I mean, we're not trying to take away from anybody by any means, but there's some things that we can kind of tone it down on, just to speed it up a little bit. Like, hey, how you doing? Where you from?
How you doing? Keep
something
it moving.
real quick. Yeah. Shake the hand, go see the judges. Bye. Yeah. No, we're going to try and keep it a good balance. And obviously that's going to be, dictated by how many competitors we have this year. So if we're rolling another 100 plus people in this beard comp, we're not going to turn anybody away.
Sure.
If you want to put your funds up there, by all means, take your spot in line. We're not going to babysit you. I think we've got 150 little deals made. I'm not going to say what exactly, because that's going to be part of the show up and get surprised on your number holder. It's just a little something different that, going with all of this. Let's see. So obviously where the money's going from, or going to, obviously it's coming from us. As per the usual, we are still working with the Adult Congenital Heart Association. You can actually, on our Instagram page, we keep it posted up there, what we're doing, where our funds are coming from, or going to. I'm going to keep saying coming from.
That's okay.
Our funds are going to. And that is also, we do our heart walk every year, which is the Walk for 1 in 100. It's raising awareness and helping towards just different things associated with the doctors and the getting information out there side of ACH. There's, like it says, approximately 1 out of every 100 people that are alive today have some sort of a congenital heart defect. And everybody that knows our chapter knows Renee. Renee is our heart warrior. And Renee is our biggest supporter in the world. So every year, she's out there supporting us. She's out there having a good time, meeting up any chance she can. She's going to other events more and more. This is, Renee likes to get out there and let people know, hey, if you have something going on with your heart, get it checked out. I'm a good reason why. Yeah. Listen to me. And Misty as well. Misty is another, ACH patient. She's still getting treated. Her bio, that we shared out, posted and everything, she actually has a bionic valve, as I like to call it. Awesome. She received an artificial valve, and it turns 30 this year, the same one. And the money that we raise goes towards more research that's out there. And if memory serves me right, she received the first, if not only, one of this style of valve. It was kind of like, hey, let's try this. Because normally people got other parts of the body were used as the valve.
Yeah.
And this one is actually like, the $1 Million Man kind of thing. Like, they plugged in this bionic valve, and it is still 30 years later pumping blood.
That's amazing.
So she's really happy to be celebrating that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. That's very cool. Yeah. So often you see people that have, heart issues or some, typically it's the heart, but, and they have to go back in to have something, a valve that was replaced or something like that, refixed or replaced or something like that. 30 years. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. All right. So we got the beard, we got the meeting, we got the pre-meet and greet tomorrow night, Thursday night. That'll be going on while this live stream while this interview is playing it, by the way, during the live stream. Then Friday night meet and greet. And then we got the beard comp that starts again at, you said 3 is when registration starts?
Yep. We're going to go 3 to 4 and try to start it as close to 4. We do understand people are going to be, a little bit here and there. But again, we're trying to get the kids comp going. So if, at 4, if we're kicking off judge introductions and all that jazz, and someone shows up at 4:02, we're not going to tell them to go away.
Sure. Now, I have to ask this because I've run into it a couple of times and because I was unawares. But what's the situation regarding parking for Friday, Saturday night? Should people plan on not trying to drive themselves if they're somewhere nearby, try an Uber, not just for the safety of the alcohol part, but just because? Is parking going to be a nightmare at either one of these places? Or because Nashville's a city,
It is. Game Terminal has a fairly decent parking lot. I'm not sure if they have an additional or overflow parking lot. We didn't see one, but that's not to say that they won't open a gate or say, oh yeah, by the way, we have this. I would recommend, if possible, to ride share or Uber. But if you do want to drive, there is going to be parking. The venue is not 100% ours. We are getting a portion of it, a large portion of it sectioned off for us. That's including, our private bar staff, as well as our private patio area, as well as a room that we're getting. Kind of like, it's going to be the room where we set up our merch. It's got, it's just a room with some furniture in it that we'll be able to set up a couple tables, be able to put stuff out for everybody. As far as Saturday night goes at Yeehaw, there is another decent sized parking lot across the street. It's paid parking. I believe it's $20 for 4 hours or more. There's another parking lot that's right down the street. I'm not even going to say down the block because Yeehaw sits on the corner. So you have on either street, across the street, on either side of the building, you've got parking lots. They're both paid for parking. And actually, the third corner that's diagonal from Yeehaw is another parking area, unless they've closed that off recently, very, very recently, like last couple of weeks.
Okay.
But it is paid for parking for both for just Saturday night. Friday night is free parking, show up, park, as long as there's a spot.
Good. Okay. Good to know, because I wasn't, this past weekend I went to LSV and I didn't even think to ask, and it was in this area of town that's basically a small city where everything's walkable, but yet the parking is just a nightmare there. And I had to, if you're trying to carry gear or anything, which is a concern for me because I'm trying to do some filming and different things. And so it was, you have to think ahead about these things because you're going to be carrying a bunch of stuff with you sometimes, in my case. So.
And if there is anybody, like your case, especially, just let us know when you're on your way. I mean, and this goes for anybody. If you're bringing up stuff and you want to set it out to go find parking, park out front of the building at Yeehaw, put on the 4-ways. You can unload real quick. We can have a couple guys ready. As long as you let us know, then we can be out there watching for you and help get something unloaded. That way you're not sitting there holding up traffic or worrying about holding up traffic or carrying whatever from a great distance away.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So how long are you predicting an end time for the beard comp then?
It's going to be, we're shooting for 8:00 to be at least starting trophies, but we've all been to these and there's plenty that can go on.
All right. And do you have a plan for after the beard comp set up, or is it just going to be one of those fly by the seat of your pants types of things?
So Saturday night, we have been asked to use Big Shots again. They invited us to come and do our, start of the after party at Big Shots. That is Saturday night. That's on 2nd Avenue. It's, been a spot we've gone to before. It's a great time. And then once people are ready to go ahead and explore and brave their way down Broadway, then they're, just a couple buildings down from that. So Saturday night is officially Big Shots.
Okay.
Friday night is going to be probably see how things are sitting. Adventure more than likely going to start out at Big Shots just so we've got somewhere to start and then mosey on elsewhere.
Sounds like a plan. Any idea what the weather's going to be like? I didn't even ask you to check that, but I can.
So
everybody can check on their own.
I mean, Miles and a couple of the guys in the Nash Vegas chat have been pretty good about posting that lately. It's supposedly going to stay relatively warm.
All right.
Last I saw, it was supposed to be a high of the low 70s and a low of the mid to high 50s.
Oh, that's t-shirt and shorts weather.
You're absolutely right, but it is Tennessee we're talking about. So it could say that today, and then Friday morning it's an ice storm.
I know that all too well in northern Indiana. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So come prepared for for below freezing and also for 95 degrees. And
Yes.
you'll be good to go. All right, man. So do you have, I know you've kind of alluded to a few surprises that people will see, and I know maybe some of those you want to keep quiet. Do you have any teasers or anything fun that you can share with the listening audience as they prepare and make their plans and pack away and get ready for this weekend? If you don't, I understand. I don't want you
I'm
to
trying to
talk out of turn.
I mean, there's not really a whole lot that's not being shared with the public because we want, we're trying to hype this up after, not being able to do a full one last year and actually going into it this year. We're trying to hype it up. So really the only big surprises that we have out there is the patch release, which, I think they're pretty amazing. The trophies are going to be really cool. I will say this: we decided this year to get our hopefuls more so involved than they were probably expecting, and one of our hopefuls got put on the trophy committee. Now, this hopeful loves woodworking and like fabricating and metal work and anything like that. Like he, builds all kinds of stuff. And he's, like I said, he got put on the trophy, on trophies. Well, the first through third for the 10 categories were, created. They got everything put together. And I just found this out myself today. He is the only person that knows what the best in show trophy is going to be. He said, our sergeant, Adam, I was on the phone with him today, and he said, look, man, here's how this is going down. Frank said he wanted to do the best in show trophy, and he would surprise me. So I told him the only thing to keep in mind is that some people are flying, and they need to be able to check bags.
True.
So, and he said, okay, don't worry, I'll make it awesome.
Wow.
So as of current, nobody knows what level of extravagance the best in show trophy is going to be.
Well, hopefully he keeps in mind too that it's a family-friendly event.
Oh yeah, no, this is the thought crossed my mind, and then I started thinking of who he is. I was like, no, he won't do that. Will he do that?
Maybe.
Well,
different competition altogether.
Yeah.
Well, man,
I think it's going to be really good. He's excited. I know, all the guys are excited to have people out. It's been rough for the chapter. Since not Nash Vegas last year, there's been a lot of dynamic change. I know we've got a lot of things that we're looking for in the future. A lot of things that we're staying involved with. Project Love Strong in the summer and the winter with the 2 homeless outreaches. That's going to continue being a big thing for us. Heart Walk is a big thing for us. Here's a nice little teaser we've got. We have recently got in touch with a organization that does a race for Le Bonheur every year. Okay. It's not just a normal race. It is souped up high-speed go-karts on a dirt track. Yes, that is modeled to scale after Bristol. So
that's awesome.
We went out last year, a couple of us, it was last year. We went out, just to see, because they held their race. We wanted to go see how we could help them. Well, we went out there, and none of us knew how much we needed high-speed, souped-up go-karts on a dirt track in our lives.
Therapy.
But after seeing just the time trials, we found out everybody needs high-speed, souped-up go-karts on a dirt track in their lives.
That's awesome.
So that's something to look for, in the coming days for the chapter. 501 has been a big help to us. Taking that plunge and actually taking the step. We, for anybody that doesn't know, one of the things, and this is a good idea for anybody else, we got a company to donate 2 free nights in a hotel in Nashville. And we were able to, they gave it to us and let us, we put it up for raffle. That's some people, that's the big thing. Like, that the hotels are expensive, the Airbnbs are expensive. We're all, even some of our closest guys are still getting affected because it's easier to stay local than drive home every night.
Right.
But, having that opportunity presented gave somebody, David and Courtney Ramsey actually won it.
No way.
And yeah, they, well, I mean, Courtney went in, I think she bought 16 or 20 tickets,
Wow.
something in that area. And, they just wanted to make the donation. They were planning on coming down Saturday night. And lo and behold, they won it. So now they're going to be up or David's going to be up on Friday and Saturday. Courtney's following. 90% sure the kids are coming too. So, especially because it's not a small room.
Yeah, that couldn't have gone to a better, to better people. I mean, everybody's. It's just that's so cool. That's awesome.
Like, with this whole process, we've got so many people within the community that have, been part of our planning because they wanted to help. They wanted to do something for us, Chad in the official beard brand, he's making a donation. I just found out that he's going to actually be a percentage of his proceeds that he makes starting tomorrow through Sunday is going to go towards our charity. Gator and 5 Points. He did our shirts for us. He's been helping us with all these other ideas, flyers, promotions. He's donating a bunch of stuff for everybody, or I'm sorry, for raffles. Then Larry came through, and he's been one of the people. He's been helping us make our trophies. He'll just randomly send us a picture one day and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm bringing this to give you guys to raffle off for whatever reason you want." And then, David and Courtney have been doing the same. Like, David just started sending pictures one day, and it had our logo on it, and it had the Nash Vegas 6 logo on it. We're like, "Where's all this coming from?" He's like, "Oh, I wanted to donate it for you."
All right. Jeez.
And it's just like, we've got so many, and I do apologize if there's anybody out there that, I haven't said thank you specifically to. These are the guys that are like every day I'm talking to, like, "Hey, I want to do a little bit more." Bedlam, they helped out. They're sending, I think it's like 10 packs of stuff or kits of oils and balms and beard care. Gibbs sent us, that's normally who we go through every year, and they didn't fail. The raffle basket that they gave us is a raffle basket. It's massive. Like, it is a very substantial thing. We've got all these people that are helping us, and they want to see great things come from this weekend. And like, we could not be more thankful or appreciative of all of them, all of the work that they've been putting in. The chapter's been helping. We've got members that are going above and beyond. Every time you turn around, they're like, "Hey, so let me, I need to step up and do this." Can I do it? Like, am I good? Do I have the clear to do that? Because, with it being 501, we're all trying to make sure our T's are crossed and I's are dotted. And nobody's trying to let anything fail. We want this event to go as good as possible and have the greatest outcome that we can for it. And just the support throughout the community, like always, it just blows my mind.
Yeah, once you get totally involved, especially in the planning stages and do what you've been doing this year around, then you see firsthand, and you have to have your hands in all sorts of different bowls and puzzles and different things to make it work. And then you realize how grateful you can be. How grateful you are for all the people that reach out and help out. And you'll get a chance, I'm sure, to thank everybody for sure, there at the event and do it publicly. But while I've got you on, I wanted to ask, because I just wanted to verify, for those coming that want to participate in the raffles and the things like that, what are the forms of payment that they need to prepare for? That's a big one.
So our treasurer, Dano, has been working since this 501 became a thing. He has called us with updates text us about updates, posted everything triple, it's been sent in every form of communication there is. So what Dano has got set up for us is, as far as payments go, obviously cash. Cash is always great. We're never going to complain about cash. But you will be able to do cash, credit card, Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we are making sure that, because, a lot of people started dipping away from PayPal. Don't blame them. We're doing our best to do the same.
As are we eventually, yeah.
he, he sat down and he made business accounts for every single one of these to go to our bank account to make sure our bank account was set up right. Everything has, all the ducks in a row. So when tax time comes around, he's got everything right there, and it's going to be quick in and out.
Good.
So, and it's also going to help everybody when they show up. Hey, I forgot to bring cash for whatever reason.
Well, we've got this, and this. So really, you don't have you truly, unless you're just going to put in a little bit of money and then share in the Brotherhood Week, the weekend time, you don't have any excuse not to give a little bit and find a way to donate in some way, shape, or form to a raffle, to the beard comp, to do something, because boy, they've got, that's the most options available that I've heard of for anybody. So that's great.
Yeah, that was one of the things, because a lot of people I'd talked to, just trying to get ideas like, how can we, make sure that it runs smoothly for the guests? Like, we want to make sure that you're good. So we're going to have all of it up and ready. I'm wanting to say Dano's even working on getting QR codes for everything set up and printed out to be put on the table.
Wow, that's fancy.
Look, we try to, we're pinkies out on our red Solo cups, so.
I love that. All right, well, thanks so much for taking some time out. I know you're still heavy into the final stages of planning this thing, and it means a lot that you took some time out for our listeners to share a little bit of what we got going on, and because I found that it actually does help some people in their planning for the weekend. Especially since we moved the podcast to Thursday, people are listening to it sometimes on the way, on the way to the event. And so I've actually heard people that have told me, hey, I had to stop by the ATM because I heard you say in the podcast that they're not accepting any, PayPal at this event or whatever. So good to know. But man, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time. 3-star, no longer BVTN. I did not know that, and it's exciting. And so, everything that was BVTN is old and collectible, even more so now. But I'm excited to see what you guys do with the future with the 3-star brand. That's awesome. All right.
Well, I appreciate the time, BV. I had a lot of fun, as always. And I look forward to seeing you and everyone else that's coming in.
Yep. I will be doing a lot of filming hopefully this weekend is the plan. So I'm not sure how that's gonna mess, how much it's gonna dive into my social schedule for the weekend, but we'll see what we can do. I'm there to have fun though. So it's gonna be a blast.
I'm hoping everybody has a great time.
And if we don't, we'll complain to you.
There's this saying about my phone playing and my internet, it's shutting off after this event.
It does that, yeah. It's hard. That struggle's real, though. All right, Will, thanks so much, man. And I look forward to seeing you in a couple days and giving you that big hug, man.
Absolutely, brother.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, yes, sir.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Nice. Wow. Long interview there with Will, but very good stuff. Looking forward to this weekend. Now, I want to take just a second out right after this interview. And before we get into calendar of events and stuff, I just learned of something. I just learned of something very important while this interview was playing. Here in our chat, we have a certain somebody named Dave Ramsey. Mr. David Ramsey. He's asking, is there something going on this weekend? No, sir. No. Yes, we will see you down there in Nash Vegas. And boys and girls, children of all ages, If you are here live with us now, or if you are listening later, please congratulate Mr. David Ramsey. He is now the captain of we have a new announcement of a new chapter, Chattanooga. Chattanooga is a new chapter, and Mr. David Ramsey is the captain of said chapter. Congratulations, Mr. David Ramsey and the boys down in Chattanooga. Look forward to celebrating with you, buying you a drink this weekend. Very cool news. Can't wait to see what pops off, what comes of this new information and new chapter, the growth. I know firsthand from seeing the leadership that that followed you, the leadership that you led with for Smoky Mountain all those years. I can only imagine that that's going to continue and blossom with a brand new chapter in Chattanooga. So congratulations, David. Great news to see. And I'm glad I was able to see that quickly enough to mention it here on this podcast tonight. Okay. Also, I want to give a shout out to somebody else. One of our brothers who has been very vocal, very important, a great voice for everything that is Bearded Villains, everything that is Bearded Villains in and out of Bearded Villains. And you know who I'm talking about, Mr. Radar. Tonight, I don't know if he was here able to chime in live with us, but I do know that today is his wife's birthday. Nikki, his better half anyway. Nikki, it's Nikki's birthday today, so we want to give a big shout out to Nikki and say happy birthday to Nikki. It's always great when we can celebrate birthdays, and she has been, just like he has been, a huge supporter for him, his journey, and for Bearded Villains in general. So thank you, but congratulations. Happy birthday, Nikki, today on this March 3rd. All right, boys and girls, we're going to slide into our calendar of events now and see where it takes us, right? See where this takes us into our calendar of events. Now, this weekend, we already know, we've talked about it, is Nash Vegas. Nash Vegas. They got the meet and greet on tomorrow night at the game terminal. The big event is Saturday. It's kid-friendly. It's kid-friendly. This is awesome news. Kid-friendly. It's going to be a blast. Nash Vegas this weekend in Nashville, Tennessee, March 4th through 6th. Then March 19th. March 19th is the St. Patrick's Day Battle of the Beards, hosted by the First Coast Villains. St. Patrick's Day Battle of the Beards. First Coast Villains, for those of you not in the know, that's Jacksonville. They're going to have live music, games. It's an FHL beard competition, March 19th, hosted by First Coast Villains. Then April 1st through the 3rd. April 1st through the 3rd, we mentioned the merch earlier. It's DSV6 in San Antonio, Texas, hosted by our brothers with BV South Texas. Details forthcoming, but mark the calendars, April 1st through the 3rd, just a month out, DSV6 in San Antonio. Then May 6th through the 8th, we're going to go to Ohio for Beardo de Mayo, hosted by the Heartland Boys. The boys in Ohio, they got a meet and greet on the 6th, the beard comp on the 7th at Crafted Culture Brewery. They're raising money for the Huckleberry House. Bearded Villains, Ohio for Beardo de Mayo, May 6th through the 8th. That's just fun to say. That's just fun to say. Bearded Villains, Ohio brings you Beardo de Mayo. All right, that's May 6th through the 8th. Then June 10th through the 12th. That weekend, we have 3 different events going on around that I know of. 3 different events that I'm aware of. 2 here in the States, 1 over in England. June 10th through the 12th is the West Coast meet in Seattle, Washington, hosted by the Bearded Villain Brothers of West Washington and East Washington Bearded Villains. Seattle, Washington, the West Coast meet, June 10th through the 12th. That same weekend, Smoky Mountain Bearded Villains hosting Knox Villains. Knox Villains in Knoxville, Tennessee. Details forthcoming on that one, June 10th through the 12th for Knox Villains. And then if you're over in London, Villain Fest 5 is June 11th, hosted by the Bearded Villains London. It's at Gigi's Hoxton. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Awesome time over there. Villain Fest 5, hosted by BV London, June 11th. Then moving into July 8th through the 10th. I can't wait for this one. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm doing everything I can to get there. Beards for Bucko. Beards for Bucko. Hosted by the BV Toronto chapter. Beards for Bucko. July 8th through the 10th. That's going to be an awesome one. Mark your calendars. Get up there to Canada. Help the bros out in Toronto. People come from far and wide for that one. Beards for Bucko, July 8th to the 10th. Also in July 22nd to 23rd is West Virginia's Whisker Fest. West Virginia Whisker Fest. It's in Parkersburg, West Virginia, hosted by the West Virginia chapter. That's Whisker Fest, July 22nd and the 23rd. And then finally, the last thing I have on my calendar, just kind of a mark your calendars for the date, October 22nd. October 22nd, here in northern Indiana. It's the return of Ezra Crow. That is our Northern Indiana chapter Halloween event, Halloween-themed event. We've got a beard competition and we got a costume contest going on. Return of Ezra Crow, October's 22nd. Mark your calendars. You're going to want to come and party with us for a good time there. All right. Well, guys, we've had a very long, full episode today, and that was episode 124. It's a big one. It's been long, but it's been great. Guys, that's going to wrap up episode 124. Remember, you can still buy those shirts, patches, pins, all that good stuff over at theheartofavillain.simplecast.com, theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. That's where that good stuff is. Now, as I always say, I want to challenge you all to be the villain that the world needs you to be, because the heart of a villain never stops beating. Finally, guys, the most important words I say every single week. Please never forget them. It's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. Well, guys, have a great night. Enjoy this weekend. If I see you in Nash Vegas, can't wait to see you. Otherwise, have a great weekend, great week ahead. I'll see you then next week, episode 125. Take care. Stay safe.
From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain. It's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain. It's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish.